guys, and welcome to another ASMR video. And again, it's a nice cozy night in front of the fire. Oh yeah, nice and warm, raining outside, but that's okay. We're nice and cozy in the nice warm living room. Now tonight's story is about a family. There was a father called Peter, the mother called Susan, and their son Jacob. Now Jacob had a form of autism and found it very difficult to go to sleep. So ever since he was about 2 years old, his mother, Susan, had always sat with him and read him a story before he went to bed. He would fall asleep while she read the story. Then she would then go to bed and he would sleep fine. However, Susan was a nurse and sometimes had to work nights, so she wouldn't be there to put Jacob to bed. So Peter would do it while she was away. So this one particular night, when Susan was at work, working a night shift at the hospital, Peter decided to put Jacob to bed. Jacob had had a bath and put on his pyjamas and went into his bedroom. Peter called up from downstairs, said, "I'll be up in a moment, Jacob, to read you a story, okay, son?" And Jacob replied, "Okay, Dad, thank you." So Peter went and got the storybook that his wife always read to Jacob. He went up and went into Jacob's room. Now Jacob always hid under the covers, and then when his mum walked in, would sort of just pull the covers down and say hi to her. He also did this with his father Peter too. So Peter's walked in the bedroom, and there in the bed under the covers was Jacob. So he walked up to the side of the bed and he said, "Jacob, are you ready for your story?" Jacob then pulled down the covers and was like this. Peter looked at him and he said, "Jacob, are you okay? Are you right?" And Jacob looked at him and went. So Peter said, "Are you sure you're alright?" He said, Jacob just went. So Peter thought nothing of it and thought he was just sort of, joking around and having a bit of fun. He opened the book and proceeded to read a story. As he started telling the story, all of a sudden Jacob said, "Dad." So Peter said, "Yes, son." He said, "Can you do something for me?" Still with this smile. He said, "Yeah, sure." Jacob said, "Can you check under my bed to make sure monsters there. So Peter giggled and said, yes, okay then, I'll make sure, because we don't want that, do we? And Jacob went. So Peter got on his hands and knees and checked under the bed. Under the bed laid Jacob, shivering and shaking, terrified. And he said to his dad, Dad, there's a monster in my bed. Whoa. And also, I'll give you another little follow-up, because what happened on that very same night was Susan was working the late shift. Now, when you have patients in this particular hospital, they tag them, and they would put a blue tag on those that have been operated on and recovering. Any that don't, and any patients that died, have a red tag on them. So Susan was called by this doctor to come and meet her, because he needed her to come to the morgue with him. So she went and met up with the doctor. They then get in the lift. In the lift was a woman stood there saying nothing. So Susan and the doctor got into the lift and they said, oh sorry, where was you going? And she said, oh, it's alright, I'm going up, but go to where you need to go first. So the doctor said, okay then. So he pushed the ground floor, basement floor, for the morgue. The doors then opened, and as Susan and the doctor went to walk into the morgue, a guy started hobbling towards them. The doctor yelled in fear, quickly grabbed Susan and run back into the lift. The guy come hobbling at him. He quickly pressed the closed door button and the doors closed. Susan went, Doctor, what's wrong? What? Who was that? He said, that was a guy. But then the woman interrupted. She went, why did you close the doors on him? That wasn't very nice. So the doctor said, I operated on him today, and he died during surgery. He said, didn't you see the red band on his wrist? The woman looked at the doctor and said, what you mean like this one? So a couple of little spooky stories for you there, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you're enjoying this nice fire. Oh, it's so cold tonight, it really is, but I hope this has lifted your spirits a little bit and relaxed you and not frightened you too much. It's great to see you all. Hopefully, let me think who will be probably watching this. Zoe, I think, will be watching. If you're watching, hi Zoe. Noah, I know, likes these, so hi Noah, I hope you enjoyed that. Ashley, I know there's two Ashleys, Ashley McDonald and Ashley Mahoney. I hope you enjoyed that. Sam UL, I'm sure, will be watching this too. And of course, Chelsea. I'm sure she'd watch this too. So I to everyone who's watching, guys, warm yourselves around the fire and have a brilliant night. I will now leave you, if you like, with this scene for you, and you can just sit and